Why is the US reducing its presence in the Middle East? For decades, the world's superpower had an unofficial deal with the oil-rich monarchies in the Gulf. US military protection in exchange for secure access to oil. But now it seems Washington is realigning its global military footprint away from the region.
This is a message to the region that the United States is rethinking its military posture and that the region is no longer the United States' priority.
US President Joe Biden has ordered the Pentagon to reduce its military equipment and troops in the Gulf. According to the Wall Street Journal, at least 3 Patriot anti-missile batteries have been withdrawn, including one from Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, which had been placed there just 2 years ago during heightened tensions with Iran. The drawdown comes as Saudi Arabia faces an increasing number of rocket and drone attacks from pro-Iranian forces in both Yemen and Iraq.
Houthis launched more than 40 drones and missiles at Saudi Arabia just last month.
The Saudi government has confirmed the Aramco oil plant in Dhahran was targeted by a ballistic missile.
Since taking office in January, Biden has pledged to recalibrate US-Saudi ties, and that includes freezing arms sales to the kingdom worth billions of dollars.
The US is the biggest arms dealer in the world, and Saudi Arabia is its #1 customer. For nearly 75 years, the two countries have been strategic allies, trying to keep the Middle East stable for their own benefit.
If you look in terms of dollars, $3 billion, $533 million, $525 million, that's peanuts for you. Should have increased it.
The Saudis have long claimed that their US-bought weapons were needed to defend against Iran, but far too often they have used them elsewhere.
Day in, day out, warplanes from a Saudi-led coalition are taking off for Yemen.
But it's very much a US-supported war. The fighter jets, the bombs, the training and intelligence, much of it is supplied to the Saudis by the US.
Biden's new orders could mean that thousands of troops will be leaving the region soon. Currently, there are about 50,000 US troops in the Middle East. That's down from the 90,000 during the height of tensions between the Trump administration and Iran in 2019. The US's heavy military footprint in the region is nothing new. The oil-rich Gulf has relied on America for protection for decades. In 1991, the United States launched Operation Desert Storm to oust Iraqi forces from Kuwait, and that marked the beginning of America's endless wars in the Middle East. Just 12 years later, the US would invade Iraq to oust longtime ruler Saddam Hussein, after peaking at nearly 170,000 troops in 2007, the US began a steady withdrawal. Today, there are still 2,500 US soldiers there, despite years of promises to leave. Now it appears that the new administration is taking steps to refocus Washington's attention away from the Middle East. According to officials, other capabilities, including an aircraft carrier and surveillance systems, are being diverted from the Middle East to answer military needs elsewhere around the globe.
Labeling Vladimir Putin a killer, accusing China of genocide against the Uyghur people, the Biden administration has taken off the gloves when it comes to relations with 2 of the U.S. main rivals.
The Biden administration's first high-level talks with China publicly exposed the tensions between Washington and Beijing.
That the U.S. has lost its military edge and could lose a war against China or Russia. That is the conclusion of a bipartisan commission selected by Congress.
Several presidents have tried to decrease U.S. involvement in the Middle East, but without much success. Threats from upstart terrorist groups like Daesh and the civil war in Syria drew the U.S. back in, just as it was leaving. But now Biden could be serious, as he has clearly outlined that America's greatest long-term threats and challenges lie elsewhere.